Yeah, so the high's about 80 in the 80s, high 80s, low in the very low 70s. Other than the mist in the morning, it's going to be a clear sky conditions from what you're seeing at
Excellent.
approximately noonish. So the travel should be quite an easy ride into to Lothwick itself. And in fact, did did we get everybody to do their spell lists? I forgot. It's been a week. Hearn would be Hearn and Thodan. I think would be the only ones who this would apply to. Were you able to do your spells?
Yep, all done.
Very good. And so eventually you travel up the road towards Lothwick. Again, it's a pretty normal route as far as what you see passing you by heading south. There are occasional merchant caravans, and then a mounted patrol passes. Beyond that, no other real, nothing dangerous happens at all. Again, this being a very well-traveled trade road between Lothwick and Westburn, you wouldn't expect much to happen on here. In fact, if something did happen, it would be extraordinary. Aside from perhaps a possible bandit raid, but that would be a pretty brave group of bandits to raid on a road of this nature. As you approach Lothwick, it is a larger city than Westburn, quite larger. Completely walled surroundings, aside from the farmlands on the outside of the city, which provide the food to support the city itself, and the rolling fields. It has a moated bridge that comes across that you have to cross to actually get into the area where you would go into the be able to get entrance into the city itself. And there stand guards, but traffic is passing without any issue. As you all approach, considering the size of the group, the guards actually take a little bit of attention to your group and ask the nature of your business and what brings you to Lothwick. Looking at the paladin, actually.
Well, I don't quite know. I just followed the group here right now. Let me ask somebody else in the group. Hey, what the heck am I doing here?
Is Matt back? Did he get back?
I just walked back.
Okay.
Okay. I have no earthly idea why we're here, so yeah, I'm not the man to ask.
Uh-oh, what's the question?
So as you approach, as the party approaches the gates into the city of Lothwick, most of the traffic has just been passed without any interruption until your group comes up. And as your group approaches, the guards take special attention simply because of the size of the group.
Yeah, there's
You're
50
gonna
of us.
guess. And they're like, could you please state the nature of your business here? As they look to the paladin for the answer to this question. The paladin, being really ignorant at this point still as to what the heck's going on,
You got that right.
defers the questioning to somebody who is more in the know of all the intricacies of what is going on with this group.
Yep,
And
that would be me. So, Thodin would clear his throat. We are traveling with the blessings. And I can't remember the mayor of Westburn's name.
the mayor of Westburn's name is Comfrey.
Comfrey. He would take the parchment out of his robes, hold it up, and say, "We are traveling on the behest of the mayor of Westburn to return the free folk, or the freemen, to their home." And I forget the name of that coast of wherever they're at. I always want to call it the Sword Coast, but it's not the Sword Coast. Where are we taking them back to?
The Wild Coast.
The Wild Coast. Say,
Safeton area.
we are on a journey to return these freemen to their homeland on the Wild Coast, and we have our letter of safe passage from the mayor of Westburn. We've rescued these poor souls from a horrible situation and are just trying to get them home. We are hoping to spend the night within your walls and depart in the morning for Longspear.
How many are in your party?
I think there's 56 of us. 43 freemen, 4 drivers, 6 hired guards, plus us. So that's more than that. That's 50. That's 56 plus us. So there's 62 of us. That's a crap ton of people.
Like, are you sure you're going to be able to secure this many people?
I guess that's really true. We probably couldn't put up 62 people in this small town. We'd probably camp on the outskirts of the town. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. Is, if there was any room over the bridge, over the moat before the actual city gates to kind of like stage everyone and have everyone camp just outside the gates.
Yeah. So I'd actually ask him, where do you recommend we camp? We obviously won't fit. You know, I can't imagine you have an inn large enough to hold us all.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be difficult. I'd suggest that you pay heed to perhaps one of the farmers would rent you a spot for the night.
Yeah, we would just need to find a field. And then we can send runners into town to get supplies.
This size group is quite large.
Yes.
So you're
Yeah, let's get the name of the couple local farmers.
Bertha Peshar, she probably could put you up on her plot. Since her good husband passed, they've allowed some fields to go follow. It suggests that that's where you head.
Great. Can you point the way to Bertha's homestead? It's one right here, obviously.
Yeah, he gives you a generalized direction to Bertha's plot.
Well, let's head that way.
About a 15-minute journey, and you find yourselves in front of a medium-sized farm. You can definitely tell that only a few of the fields are actually being worked. There is a fortified house on the premises itself, not being uncommon for a walled house to be something that you would commonly see in the world around you, in order to provide protection against any happenings, any ne'er-doers.
We'll head up to her gate and knock on her gate.
The gate is actually open. It's large enough for wagons to fit through. And
I think one person should go and ask her before 4 wagons and 65 people vault
Yeah.
the fence.
Yeah, can we sleep over?
I vote her to see what she does when a deer comes up there and says, "Hey."
Yeah, hello. I'm
Yeah.
a friendly. Well, I am a known druid. I'm being level 7. It's not like they haven't seen me before.
Oh.
I wander all over the yeomanry, but I live in and around, not necessarily Lothwick. I've probably visited here a few times, but from Westburn, they would know what I. Oh yeah, don't worry about him. It's not a mask. Don't ask. It's not like I can't hide it. I can't wear a cloak.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like permanent deer face type.
I have a deer face.
Yeah.
I have a deer. I mean, it might shock people, like the people in the wagon.
Yeah.
When they look at me and go, "Oh, he wears that mask a lot," and then, like I said, with the blinking of the eyes and the grinning and the chewing of the food, then they go, "That isn't a mask." Then
yeah.
a lot of normal people will probably be like, "Oh, a bit weird," but
Yeah.
it's a druidic tradition. So
Yeah.
now, if I changed into a bear, that would be, oh, he's a druid. Yeah, he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go up and talk to her. I have no issues with talking to people. I'm a people person.
Yeah.
Well, mainly plants and animals, but people come somewhere on that list. Somewhere. Animals, deer first, other animals, plants, things that live in the water, stuff that lives in the air, monsters, undercommon people, regular people, sort of in there at the bottom somewhere. But yeah, I'll go. I'll walk in because I don't have a horse. That would look really strange. A deer
Yeah.
riding a horse. I do have a horse. It's in Westburn. I'm gonna have to send a runner eventually to go and get my horse for me, or fly there as an owl overnight and get there and then take 2 days to catch up to you. I'll open the gate, walk towards the house with my hat, just using my staff as a walking stick. Do I have a staff? Yes, I do.
As you pass through the gate, you see that there are several people working around a barn, looking as if they're bundling up wheat.
Oh, is this like late summer or?
It's September-ish.
Oh, so they're getting ready for the winter.
Yep.
Okay, I'll wave, using the staff as a walking stick, head towards, unless it looks like there's a woman working, because
There are a couple women. One that definitely looks like the older of the group, with 3 younger-looking men.
Okay, I'll head there. That might be Bertha and her sons. I'm just assuming that she has sons. But yeah, I'll head towards the barn and do a good old-fashioned druidic barn raising.
As you approach, you see moment that they're like kind of just quizzically staring at you as you're walking, trying to make out and understand what am I seeing.
I get that a lot. Even though I am pretty comely and charismatic. Now, I say good afternoon.
And
My name is Hearn. A druid from the Westburn area.
as you say that, you hear you notice that 2 of the young men whisper to each other and look, and like they shake their head. No, can't be. And one of them bolts out, "Is that a mask that you're wearing?"
There we go. Scoots had to get it in at least once a session. I'll go. No. No, this is actually my face. And then I will literally, like, stick my tongue out at them. Mask can't do that. I'll blink. Wiggle my ears. All the stuff a normal deer would do. No, it's my face.
So they're not rumors, you hear him say to the other.
If it's about me, no, definitely not a rumor. I might be a rumor.
The younger looking girl says, Can I touch it?"
You can. Be careful of the horns. They are sharp. And I'll bow a little bit, because I'm not that tall. I'll bow a little bit so she can stroke my ears or do the thing that they do at a petting zoo on the nose. You see the heron's eyes sort of look to the sky like, oh. But
if only there were
I'll look
little
at-
kids here. If only there were little kids. I should have threw in little kids.
Little plastic cups with some feet.
But the girl, like I said, I'll look at the girl and I'll look at her eyes, because I don't have irises. I just have blue sky. It's blue within blue, like the ones on Dune. So if you imagine that color blue in a deer's head, that's his elven feature, and he'll just let her stroke his thing and be careful of the horns, because they are real horns. And I say, "My name's Hearn, pleased to meet you," and I'll offer her. She's probably expecting a hoof. I'll offer a hand. Well, you don't have hooves. No, not yet. Maybe much later, but that'll be weird. It bangles all my weaponry. No weapons for hooves.
She looks back to the young man. She goes, "It is not a mask. It is he of which the rumors speak." And so she says, "I am Sully. My mother, Bertha here, owns the land."
It is Bertha we came to see, and I'll sort of gesture at the small army of people at the gates. We are a refugee caravan heading to Longspear tomorrow. And we tried to go to Lothwick, but they said we'd never find somewhere to put all these people. It was too many. And they they gave us a hint that you might be able to give us a fallowed field to pitch our tents for the night. Of course, we will pay you for the land.
Bertha
And I
looks
can
to
help
you
you
and
with your
says,
crops.
"I would charge you nothing if you could bless our land for us."
Of course.
It's been a rough time since my husband passed.
If you don't mind me asking, how did he pass?
He was called to assist in giant incursion up in the high crags.
Yes.
Ooh.
Some year, close to a full season ago.
Well, I will bless your house in honor of your husband and your land.
And you may stay.
All right. Allow me to go and tell this to my friends, and then I'll come back with.
She points out to you a field that you can stay in.
Okay, I'll go get the rest of them. Mainly, I'm going to talk to not Lyric.
But before she leaves, before you get the chance to turn and run and give the exciting news to the rest of the party, she says, "But dude, tell me the story behind all of these people. Where did you rest? Where did you find them? They don't look to be all in such great shape."
The others, except for the guy wearing the tin can armor, rescued them from some mansion or manor house that was run by some dark elves, and they had them there as slaves. There's still some there. They refused to leave. They just couldn't deal with outside. I'm just going by. I don't know. I've only known them maybe a day and a half. I was intrigued myself. I was in Westburn and I saw this group of 50 plus people traveling along the roads, and I just had to be, curiosity killed the deer, and I came and just wanted to have a look at what they were doing, and they told me the story, and it's a noble cause, so I shall help them as much as I can. Maybe some of them will find new homes along the way. It's a long way to talking. I've never even heard of this wild coast. It's apparently thousands and thousands of miles away. So it's a long time. It'll be midsummer before we get there.
Oh dear. Well, if any would want to possibly stay on, we could definitely use some help
ask them.
here.
I
would like to put that out there.
I'll go and talk to not Lyric, the shaman, because he's not on the sheets at the top, so I can't remember his name.
Koala.
Not
Koala.
Koala. No, he's going to be called Koala today. Koala is going to...
He's not here to defend himself, so therefore it shall be.
I'm like, if he was here, he'd be eating deer for dinner.
Koala,
the shaman. But I'll go over, and he'll be like, "G'day." No, great koala,
g'day, mate.
Australia. Yeah, g'day, mate.
Some shrimp on the barbie.
Yep. I'll ask the shaman as well to help with the blessing of the farm, because they need all the help they can get. She's really struggling. Point to the field, the one with all the few stones and the tall grasses is where we can camp. And she's also asked, mainly looking at the refugees or even the guards, I don't know, if any of you would be willing to stay on her land and be treated as a member of her household in return for somewhere to live and work in the land. She has no husband. She has some sons and a daughter.
Koala, I will help you. I will have Lyric talk to the people. Lyric's good with that. But there's something that I need to discuss with this holy warrior.
Okay. Well, I'm
Perhaps
gonna
I will.
have to...
Yes?
I've got to sit and take some time and commune with the land of her farm. To the DM, maybe learn a spell for helping, maybe because it takes time. But as a cleric, it does say if I just pray and things, I might be able to do it. If we're going to be here overnight, then I'll learn some spells that's going to help the farm, maybe like plant growth or something, so if you can get some late crops done, or grow a freaking apple tree from nothing, that sort of stuff. Because I've got to look at what spells I've got access to. I know I've got a crap ton.
Yeah, I kind of play it a little bit loose with that. I at times allow a change of spell.
Okay.
But it takes
well, if not, like I said,
it takes an hour plus what 5 minutes multiplied by the level of the spell in order to bring a new spell in. A lot of times also what I toy around with is for spellcasters to leave some slots blank in order to be able to eventually, if they get to a position where they're going somewhere that has changed, that they can learn those blank spells
right
ahead of, like, perhaps say you're going somewhere and you don't know what you're going to expect in a dungeon or something. You can leave some open for what the rest of the day presents. Does that make sense?
Yep.
It's kind of Castles and Crusade-ish. I liked that model where you weren't just stuck because you memorized everything in the morning. But in this case, I'll definitely allow you to swap out a spell. So Kawana says, "I'll be back, Druid." And so he goes and he talks to Lyric. And then goes and pulls aside. Makes a beeline straight for Michael. Then he said, he's looking squarely in the eyes of Michael, and he says, "I need to talk to you."
Oh yeah, do we now? Do you? Well,
Yes.
go ahead. You can talk to me.
In private.
Oh, in private. Okay, well, lead the way.
And so he walks about 10 feet outside of where everybody is and says, "Here." And he says, "Thodan has not always been this way."
Oh, he isn't, has he?
No.
Well, what happened to him?
That helmet that he wears,
Yeah.
when he put that on, he changed.
You ever think about taking it off?
It will do no good.
Oh, well, okay.
He sleeps with it off.
Oh, he does? Okay. Well,
He drinks with it off.
all right. Well, does he have to be touched?
He has been cursed.
Oh, no. Saint Cuthbert himself. What can we do? Can we do
St.
anything?
Cuthbert did this?
No! No, that's... I was just kind of like trying to think. It helps me think when I say that.
Oh. I am simple.
You are.
We need to fix Thodan.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's see. Well, I don't know anything.
I
right
spent
now
many, many, many days with Thodan. He was an honorable man. Honorable dwarf.
Oh, that's good.
What can we do?
As long...
How can we fix him?
Well, let's see. Maybe we could take him to the church and see if they could do anything for him. Maybe try to cure his plague. What plagues him? Are there any churches nearby?
I don't know. I'm going to guess that there are.
Well, maybe they could think of some
I'm
way
from
to
I'm
decurse
from
him.
the plains to the north of here. I am not from this area. I have wandered here for answers of my own, for questions that I have. But I say this, Dodan is not, at the core, what he has become.
Well, I would hope not, because he was trying to raise the dead before. And that's not becoming of him. So I don't know what to really say about that. But if what you say is true, maybe we could do something about it.
Good. I will put you in charge of fixing him.
Oh no! Okay, well, see
Very
what
good.
we can do about that.
I have to go help the deer druid now. Thank you. You have my gratitude.
No problem.
And Koana walks away.
What the hell was that?
That was him giving you Thodon's recovery, the AA. You're the AA now. Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh, man. The very last thing he wanted me to fix him.
But there's different meanings to the term.
I know.
I could fix part of him, but I've only ever gelded horses, so I could do it to the dwarf. I mean, it's the same principle.
Same thing. Oh, that's right.
Yep, just hold his nuts out over a tree trunk with a big axe.
But don't never walk the same again.
Nope. Bit more comfy in the leggings, though. Yeah. Bit more room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to wait for you to do what do you call it? A long rest so I can change the spell because it says I can't do it at the moment.
Oh, don't even need that. What do we need to actually do for that? Yeah, you should be able to. What do you?
Nope, because I'm switching out tree, which I had anyway, for plant growth because that'll actually see. But it says no more spell slots left.
What level is it? What level is tree?
3.
Yeah, so go into combat and unclick one of those blue icons at the top.
Go into combat? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
See spell slots where there are 2, third level has 2 that are blue. Click one of them.
It's not letting me do anything. Let me do it under...
There, I did it for you. It might be that only I can do that, which is silly.
Yeah, I think it is only you.
So now you should have the ability to grab another one. There you go.
There you go. Cool. Yeah, I've got hold animal and plant growth now. I don't need tree. That'll really freak people out. The deer's now become a tree. What?
What happened?
Alright, so Koana joins back with you and says,
Yep.
Druid, I am at your disposal. You guide me in
I think you're more, or at least as attuned to the land as I am, in a different way, and I think she needs all the help she can get. So I was told, and I overheard that you're a druid of a different sort. I'm not going to use the term. I don't know. Oh, so you're
I'm a shaman of the north.
Okay. So I think your magic is as useful to her as mine. So I'll introduce Koana to Bertha and say, this is an honorable shaman from the north, or shaman from the north, and he will assist in the blessing of your land. And his companion Lyric is going to ask for people to see if they're willing to stay on after we leave.
Well, this is... Yeah. Okay, and so Lyric approaches Eagle Eye and says, Eagle Eye, Would you mind helping me convince some of these, see if some of these folks would like to stay on as hands, as perhaps members of a farm household?
No harm
So
in
from
asking.
one convention to another.
She goes, my throat is a little sore today from singing all night last night.
Sure. So at some point in time, I'm assuming that most of them are gathered around. We're trying to look where like to set up tents and that kind of stuff.
Well, they, correct me if I'm wrong, but Hearn, you told them, pointed out the field that they could go to set up a campsite,
Yeah.
correct?
Yep, correct.
Okay. And so everybody's kind of moseyed over to that area and has started setting up camp. So yeah, spot on.
Okay. So at some point, Eagle Eye will climb up on one of the wagons and say, "Hey, real quick, give me an ear."
And so everybody starts to gather around.
Our host, Bertha Pashard, Bertha Pashard,
Pashar.
lost her husband and is in need of individuals willing to work the land, and she wanted to open up the opportunity to any of you. So if any of you are thinking this is a long journey and you're not sure what you have left waiting for you when you get home, you could make the choice to stay here and start a new home and become part of the crew that works with Bertha to maintain this farm. If you have any interest, please go see Bertha, and she can share with you what it might entail. All right, public service announcement done.
As you say that, you see that they start talking amongst themselves. One of them pipes up. What are the arrangements and living arrangements to be if some were to stay, and how many could stay?
I think we would need to go ask Bertha.
You see a small group kind of form up of 6 individuals. They speak and they say, well, we have come to know each other from our time in the kitchen and have experience with vegetables and things of that nature, perhaps even some growing that we had to do at the
mansion.
Yes. If she could take all of us, or even some of us, but what? For we don't even know if our homes exist, for our villages were raided and probably burnt to the ground. And it had been so long since we've breathed the air by the ocean that I cannot even remember its smell. do please ask for us, for the 6 of us most definitely would start a new life here.
I can go
Please.
see what I can find out.
Thank you.
All right, Eagle
Eagle
Eye.
Eye.
Head
Thank
over
you.
to. You are welcome. I haven't done much yet. So he'll walk over and find Bertha.
Bertha says, hello.
So Bertha, I shared your invite with the Freeman.
Yes.
And there is a small group of about 6 that have interest in staying together, but would actually look forward to the opportunity of joining you on your farm. What would the living arrangements be, and can you handle a group of 6? Is it too many? Or
She
do you need
looks.
more?
She looks and she points to a field house, which looks as if it was definitely able to accompany a work crew. She says, we could house a dozen. And with all the work, we could definitely, and especially with the druid's assistance and his shaman friend, a blessing over our land, we would pray to Alona that by spring our fields would be ripe and ready, so we could definitely have a dozen workers here. 6 would be very, very good. Do they bring skills with them, or would they need to be trained? Not that this is a task that couldn't be taught, but just want to gauge the level of experience.
I think it's safe to assume that you'll need to teach them, especially of your ways. They have been doing cooking in the mansion where they were held captive, and they maintained a small garden at the mansion. But their skill set, even though it is applicable to this, it's not like large-scale farming. So you will have to teach them.
It's good to know. Yes, if the 6 want to join us, we can make arrangements for them to be bed here and housed.
Well, come with me. Let me introduce them to you.
And she follows.
And I would take them over to the group of 6 and introduce her, have them introduce their names, and let her share what she proposes.
And so all this transpires, and the 6 joyfully follow, and she leads them back to where their new living arrangements will be.
Tell me they weren't the best 6 cooks that we had.
Oh, they were the best 6 cooks you had.
Ah!
For the love of God.
Hey, get 3 of them back.
But you have more cooks.
But are they the best?
I would then also let people know that, hey, these 6 are going to stay. She could take another 6.
Now we know why she's named Big Bertha.
At that, nothing else. Nobody else actually comes forth. The drooling has not been grueling enough for people to rethink their desire to return to their homeland at this point, I guess, huh? Poor Bertha.
That's okay. A couple more side trails and leaving them on the side of the road for a few hours a day will change their minds.
They'll be wanting to go back. Ah, so Bertha thanks you profusely. That 6 is more than she had ever expected, and that this is a blessing that you came to her door on this day. For they had been contemplating how they were going to continue with the farm with such few people, being just her and the family. That a lot of the men who did work the farm with her husband, when they went into the high crags to deal with a problematic giant clan that was there, most not to return because they weren't of military skill level for that type of incursion. Though they did have fighting skills, they were not professionals by any means.
Who's saying this, Scott?
Bertha is telling this
Oh.
to Eagle Eye.
Oh, okay.
And whoever else is around Eagle Eye at the time, which I would assume Valentino is. I'd assume that Kawana and Hearn are working together to come up with a solution to the problem. Lyric would be there. I don't know where Thodan is, and I'm guessing that Michael is standing around puzzled as to how he's going to find a solution to the Thodan problem.
Yep, I got my eyes on him. He's not gonna do anything not righteous.
What type of farm is it? Is it like crops, or does she have a bit of everything?
She's got crops and then some cows and goats. Likely both are for milking, from what you can ascertain from them. Maybe goats possibly for slaughter as well, and maybe cows as well, which would be typical of a farm.
Yep.
No pigs, nothing like that. There are some chickens, likely
definitely
used for eggs.
Eggs.
And
Yep. Any sheep?
no sheep. Yeah, so. But mainly the biggest usage of the area would be for crops.
So
So
what
does
was she saying? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What was she saying about the giant incursions?
Well, there was a problematic tribe of giants up in the high crags about a year ago that they were coming too close to Lawfig itself, and they were assaulting travelers in the area. And so the military of Lofwick sent a regiment up with some recruits from the farmlands, because as would be expected, farmers would be most impacted. Any giants coming down from the crags themselves, since their protection relies upon patrols and not upon the fortification of the city itself in mass numbers. So farmers do kind of have a general interest, and so they sent her husband volunteered with a group of his hands to go and assist the militia in their excursion, and a large number of them did not return, though the giants were subdued and pushed back further into the crags. It's only her husband was a tragedy of that.
Okay.
And you can see a general sadness about her, but this new folks coming to work may have sparkled a little bit of hope within her, that all won't be of naught for the farm. And it's also, she explained, it's been hard to find folks to come work, simply because there's quite a few farms in the area and not enough people to work them. And most impacting are the farms that are outside of the general periphery of Lofwick itself. Hers being only 15 minutes out is still like in that zone of can we keep people? Can we find people? Why is Valentino thinking of changing to a farmer's life?
Oh no, no. Just was trying to kind of figure out if she knew for a fact that her husband was indeed a casualty, or if that question is still out there. If there's no proof.
We buried him, and she points off to where there lies a tree, and around that tree are several graves that you can see from the distance. He was returned to the land that he tilled.
Nice. Okay. I feel bad for her, though. I offer my condolences. Sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Thank you. I very much appreciate
I lost some of my people to giants as well.
Where are your people from?
I don't know what town was that?
I don't remember.
No, I don't think so.
Did we write it down on your sheet?
No. I gotta write it down now.
Oh shit. Nope. Without looking at a map with the names of the cities. I can point you in the direction it was, but I don't remember the city name there.
Yeah, so I tell her I'm from around what was that? Somewhere in the yeomanry. In a hole in the ground.
In a hovel.
Glenride Hills. That round sound right?
Possibly. There we go. No, that's not it either. I have so many maps of the freaking area, so it's always hard to find the one that has the level of detail that I'm looking for. But yeah, that does sound right. And she looks at you kind of surprised and says, I would have expected. We know that there is a halfling community in the center of the lands here. Did not know that we had some hill types here as well.
Yeah, that's not that village is gone now. The giants came and they destroyed and killed most of my people. Took some of them.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. But yeah, I'm on my way. Helping these fine folks to get back to their homes and hopefully find some of my folk and maybe a new place to live as well. But I'm not looking to be a farmer.
How long ago did this happen to your village?
I would say about a month ago.
We keep hearing talk of stirring amongst the giants in the hills. You're not the first that we've heard who have had to flee their homes. Something's brewing.
Yes, giants are starting to become more active and definitely more bold lately.
Well, I do hope that they leave Lothwick alone. I cannot stand another loss like the one we experienced previously.
I'm sorry for you. Well,
it's like I've not lost as much as you, but I appreciate your condolences. For I give you mine as well, and hope that in your journey you find that which you have lost.
That is helpful. Thank you, Bertha.
All right. Gotcha, Hearn. All right. Anybody doing anything else? Anybody going into Lothwick? Kawana reminds Thodan that
We want to look for men at arms here.
we had a promise made in Westburn.
Yeah. We need to go and see the mayor here. We have a it's here, right? Lothwick, not Longspear, that we need to go see the mayor and get our reward.
Correct.
So yes, we have not forgotten that.
Taking some quick notes here. Because I'm not going to guarantee my memory of today. Normally I'm pretty good, but all right. So who all is going to go into town, into Lothwick?
Yeah, I'll go.
I expect
I think-
Valentino to go.
I expect the characters should go.
Yep. I'll go.
Hearn, are
Might
you
as well
going
check
into
it.
town, or are you?
Yeah. Yep, I'll go in. I'll give Bertha, like you saw. You see, I guess the shaman sees Hearn reach into his pocket and pull out a massive handful of platinum pieces and give them to Bertha and say for the farm and for your new hires. You can get them good clothing, winter blankets, a couple of horses, cows. I mean, the cows.
She
Yep.
gives you, like, just brings you into her with this.
I'll be
hug.
careful with the horns because I'm only 5'4".
This hug, like, it's the warmest, most loving hug you've ever felt. Well, maybe not,
Nice.
but
Yeah,
and
yeah, I know.
you can tell that she's bawling, like crying, like with happiness.
I'll say it's part of the blessing. Your farm will do fine. These people will help you, and Ilana will watch over you. I guarantee it. And on our way back, I'll stop off in the spring and renew your crops so they'll be stronger, and you'll get at least a double yield for every field in your farm. I'll look at the two sons and the daughter and say, you have to take care of your mother. She's going to need you. I'll lean down so the girl can stroke the deer ears or the hair or whatever. and then say I've got to go with my friends to the city first, and then I'll be back.
Very good.
If you see if people come looking for me, just tell them to stay here and I'll meet them later, just in case. That middle bit one. That
Yep.
was for Scoot, yeah. Because I know they're... So, yep. And then I'll head to Lothwick with whoever's going.
Very good. Kawana is going to stay back at the farm, and Lyric is feeling a little under the weather. So
Well, she was singing all night.
yeah, so those two are going to just stay back and enjoy a relaxing, quiet evening. And so the 5 of you head into Lothwick. About 15-minute assuming everybody's walking, or are you taking horses?
I'll walk.
Yeah, it was only, you said 15 minutes away, so we can walk.
Yeah, it's a nice
It's close.
Nice
It's
day.
not far at all.
Oh, and it's in the 70s, so it's pretty good.
What a nice day. I'll take a walk as well.
And so you make it into Wafwick, and the guards see you approach and says, "So I see that it worked out." They trying to stay focused on the paladin, but you can see their eyes shifting towards Hearn. Like,
I'll look at the guard and go, no, it's not a mask. and grin at him.
he's like, "I didn't ask."
I was going to say, your eyes gave it away. You're being very perceptive, which is a good thing. Well, like I said, he's used to it. He's been used to it for maybe a year. So it's not, it's not something I'm not used to. Kids coming up and going, Mum, I just saw Santa's reindeer over there drinking a beer. What? Quit lying type thing.
Well, I can't wait till you guys get in a dungeon.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have fun with that.
Yep, horns scraping on the walls. So, well, they're not that big yet. I mean, the picture's a little bit too big, but they're sort of.
The picture makes them look like they're 5 foot wide.
Yeah, they're about. He's been a deer about a year, so I don't know how long a yearling deer would have horns. So they've got to be at least like a foot in each direction.
Well, a
with
yearling
maybe a
would
couple
have.
of.
A yearling and deer would have typically a single point, so they'd be a spike, is what we call it, a spike buck.
Is that a stag as well, or just females?
Males, females don't have
Males,
antlers.
yeah.
Females do not have antlers.
All right, so he's got one major antler over each of his ears, but his ears are that big.
Yeah, so the spike buck's antlers could be up to 8-9 inches.
I wonder
And
how.
so the second year they would start.
Like a little one.
The full rack typically is 2-3 years, where you see that. But yeah, the first year typically it could even be a button buck, so
Right.
not even any growth where you couldn't discern it from a female at distance. But a spike buck would be like.
I'm just thinking if a stag is pretty much got a nice rack of horn by about, 3 or 4? What the hell is my hair or my head gonna look like when I've been a deer for 100 years?
Oh my god.
I'm a
They
half.
shed.
Well, it
should.
depends.
Oh.
It's really going to depend on your diet. So
Yeah.
so
Grass,
because
Mice.
now I'm assuming that you shed these
Yeah.
just like a
Yep,
deer
yep.
would. So
Yep.
in January, which would be right now. So if we're going by what deer would be like right now, they'd be covered in velvet. Okay.
Right. Yep. I
So
understand
you would be these antlers would be covered in velvet, and you would have this urge to scrape that velvet off come October-ish.
that. Right.
So next month you're going to be like scraping trees, and around the end of January you'd shed them, and then they
Cool.
wouldn't come back until August, September.
Nice.
So no dungeons between August and January.
Eventually.
All right. Anyway, so you guys are in town. The guards allow you to pass in,
Running season.
and well, they first ask you, so do you need direction?
Yes, we need to see the mayor.
Okay, yes. You will find him in the City Hall building, and gives you specific directions to get there. Will you be needing anything else?
I'll ask the guard that looks like maybe the corporal, whoever's in charge of the gate, if he's seen recently, and I assume I'll know the names of these two people, the overlapping guys, I'll just say, have you seen either, Frosty or Frostette, whatever their names are? You can tell me later. But have you seen either of them recently?
We have not seen Frosty.
Okay,
Frosty is
up in the mountains,
Frosty's
probably.
yes. Frosty we have not seen since we've dealt with the giants many months ago. And
I hope he's okay.
Frostette has been through in the past month.
Okay.
With the fields and the farms. And
Yep.
giving a general blessing over the area for a good harvest.
Ooh.
As she does
Every year, probably. Yep. Wonder what happened to Frosty, though. Whatever his name is. Hopefully he'll join us when he can. But I'll tag along with these, go see the mayor.
All right. Gross person. Gross spokesman, actually.
Oh, yeah, gross spoke. Yep, it is actually. Same as in Westburn, gross spokesman.
Yep. And so you make your way there. And find yourself standing at the doorway to what would be the city center. In the doorway it says the office of Marius Linden, the freeholder spokesman of the League.
What was the name again, Scoot?
Marius Linden. I will put that into chat so that
and that reconciles with what we from the mayor of Westburn. You told us to go see Marius Linden.
yeah, Marius Linden is more than just would be the freeholder of the entire league, and his home is Lawflick, and this is where he does. This would be like the equivalent of your state capital.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll make sure I've got the document in our hands, or whoever's got it, Kawan or Lyric, probably not Thoden. And we'll knock on the door and head in.
Kawana and Lyric are still at the camp, so make sure you get it off them before you leave.
Kawana and Lyric would be with us.
No,
Nope,
they stay back at the camp.
She's feeling
because I don't
sick,
want to role play him.
yeah. And she was feeling a bit run down because she was sat all night talking to an owl.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay.
I just want to check something real quick. real quick.
And Scoot, I was not in the role-playing session where we got the mission from the mayor, so I don't even know what was promised.
Well, the promised was something magical that would assist you in fighting off the demonic incursion down in Kendall Keep area.
Yeah. That now we're going nowhere near.
Correct. Yes. Thank you. But one of your party is going there.
I take all our stuff.
If Kendall Keep even exists.
Yeah. But yeah, I think
You know what? I lied. That is not who his name is. I thought it was wrong. I'm looking at somebody else. It's Crispin. Crispin Redwell. That's who you're going to speak with.
Perfect.
All right, so you're at the doorway of Crispin Redwall, freeholder spokesman for the Yeomanry League. And you enter the building, and at a desk stands a secretary of sorts, an elderly gentleman, poring over documents, writing on pieces of parchment, not even noticing your entrance. You see a room filled with many, many books of legal nature, as well as the heads of many different animals.
Deer?
Yes, there are some deer.
Deer on the wall.
Some other
Oh, no.
creatures that are not necessarily common. There are a pair of spears crossed against the wall as well in the colors of the Yeomanry League. But the gentleman who is sitting at the desk laboriously writing and scribbling on parchment does not notice your entrance. The air in the room has a smell of campfire and tobacco smoke.
Ah. Well,
And it
Eagle
feels
Eye will.
very, very comforting and homely. Homeful. Go.
Eagle Eye will walk over to him and say, "Good sir, we have come from Westbrun, and we're here to see Crispin Redwell."
Without even lifting his head to look and pull his pen off of paper, his left arm points to a hallway, and he says, mid-writing, "Last door down the hallway," and continues to carry on with what he was doing.
"Thank you, sir." And we'll head down the hallway.
So you head down the hallway. The door to the room that he says is where you will find Crispin is open, and there you see a man sitting at a desk, appears to be looking over a map.
Eagle Eye will clear his throat and say, "Good sir, I hope
looks
you are
up.
Crispin. I hope you are Crispin Redwell. We have come from Westburn. I am Eagle Eye," and he'll introduce the rest of the party by name. "And we have done, well, we are in the process of bringing
Eagle
a
Eye,
large
Thodan.
Valentino, Michael, Hearn.
Where is Sir Turlock, Parlfrey of the Parlfrey family? Is he not with you?
He has decided to depart to Candlekeep. What was the name of it?
He goes back to fight the fight.
I would assume so.
With his
Okay.
trusty D4.
Well played. Good. So I have Mayor Comfrey, spokesman Comfrey from Westburn, has sent notice to me of your impending arrival and needs some weeks ago. I had expected you sooner.
We are traveling
what-
a little slower because we have decided to take the freemen home.
A freedman?
The freedmen,
What freedman?
as part of our efforts for Mayor Comfrey, we discovered a mansion, basically an operation of the Drow from the Underdark, and they had kidnapped slaves.
Stop. You did say the Drow from the Underdark, yes.
Yes.
Where did you find this mansion?
I can give him the is the map, like, does Eagle Eye recognize the maps nearby?
Yeah.
Can he, like, right
There's
there?
a map of
kind
the yeomanry. The
Yeah,
entirety
so
of
he'll
the
kind of
yeomanry.
use his finger and kind of point out where it was.
So is Comfrey dealing with this? I suppose
We cleared it out of hostile creatures, but there's a labyrinth of tunnels underneath that I would recommend someone spend some more time exploring. But that is for you and Mayor Comfrey to work on. Anyway, these 40 men that were the slaves were taken from the Wild Coast area, and we have agreed to accompany them home. Although it looks like 6 of them are going to stay here with Bertha and help become permanent members of her team working her farm.
Bertha. There are many Berthas. Which Bertha?
Bertha
these?
Pushard.
Pashar. Bertha Pashar.
Pushard, yeah. Yes, recently widowed because of the giants.
Yes, I knew her husband.
Many of our best cooks are choosing to stay with her and help out on the farm.
I put her name in chat, so you have a proper record of it. Okay, so you have come, and you will... I'm confused on the mission. I apologize if I don't quite understand. Are you heading back to Kendall Keep to fight, or are you...
So right from here, we're going to go to Longspear and then eventually get to Gradsel, hire a ship, and take these 40 freemen home to the Wild Coast. And then we will come back.
So you will be gone for a couple months. Okay.
Yes.
How long are you in this area for?
Our goal is to leave in the morning to make our way to Longspear.
Might I request of you a favor? Maybe delay your trip by a day or two?
I cannot make that decision by myself, but I think we would love to hear what you are suggesting.
One of our aged wizards here in Lothwick has been pestering me of a gem and a book that he once recovered. I owe him a favor, and so he has pressed upon me to find somebody capable of discovering this underground hideaway of a wizard past to recover some gem and a book from this study, supposedly, that is in this lair. I don't have, honestly, the time to actively seek out some group of people, but you present yourselves here to me on this very day, and you look very much accomplished that you could carry out this task. If you were to do this for me, I would be grateful for your service to the yeomanry, to Lothwick, and perhaps, well, the old wizard. He's quite the powerful one. but doesn't like to leave his laboratory any longer. Perhaps you could work out a trade with him, as well as I will get you the magic item that you will need for your excursion into Kendall Keep. But as I say, this would be doing me a favor. And by that, I would always return that with my gratitude. What say you?
Eagle Eye would say it does us no harm to at least hear more of what he's asking. So where will we find him so we can inquire more about what's being asked?
The tower. You can't miss it. In fact, you saw this spired tower, the typical wizard tower that you would expect to see. Some 5 stories tall, cylindrical shaped. He resides in that tower. Comes out rarely.
Okay. Well, we can go talk to him and let him know that you have sent us, Mayor.
Thank you. Now, as for what you need for that which you will encounter to the south, do you have ideas of what you're lacking in? We don't have a per se warehouse of items of magical power, but we may be able to find something if you give us an idea of what you're lacking and what you could use for your fight against the demonic infestation that may have occurred in Kendall Keep area.
I'm probably the wrong guy to ask this to. I would have said that we needed probably a magical bastard sword for Turlock, but
well, you all work amongst yourselves and figure out what you think would best suit you, and I will do whatever is in my power to assist you in the procuration of such items that will assist you in ensuring that the Yeomanry League stays held by a freeholder, and the word and the will of the villages are continue to be what controls this land.
well, thank you, Mayor. And I guess this is really not of the party. I don't know like what our new people have. Like I know Kawana's got a spear. I don't know if he's proficient in the spear.
Kawana has a magical spear.
Right, but is that like his main weapon?
It is.
Okay. And then Lyric, she doesn't have any one now, right? Because she gave that short sword back.
Lyric would tell you that she any jewelry she'd really appreciate. She just has a short bow. In fact, yeah. So
But it's not magical though, right?
it is.
Oh, it is magical. All right. And then Eagle Eye's got a +1 longsword. Doden's got a +1 mace, +2 versus undead. So my guys can survive. Do all the new guys have magical weapons?
I do. Valentino does.
Nope. I have no magical weapons and no magical armor or defenses.
Oh my God.
Got
how about-
magical. You got magical antlers.
Yeah, well, I could.
9 inches long.
I could put a bless spell on them and then headbutt somebody again. That would work. Wham! Count it as a punch instead.
At your first year, it's 1 die 3 piercing. At your second year, it's
Yeah.
2 die 3. At your third year,
How old
it's
are
4
you now?
die 3.
146. Shit, you're rolling percentage dice.
100 die 3.
Yeah.
And then that's for each individual
Spike, yep, exactly.
tying off of the main antler branch.
Yeah.
With a 30% chance of breaking off inside of them.
Which will be fine if it's during the winter. They'll grow back in the next year.
This could be fun, actually.
Any type of magical quarterstaff, as in a weapon or a scimitar, would be my 2 weapons of choice.
Okay. And how about Michael?
And if we need defenses, I would like either just soft, I think it's brushed leather I wear. Let me have a look. Yep, just leather armor or anything, braces, that sort of stuff. But I don't go in for
Melee.
the flash. Yeah, well, I'll melee with the best of them eventually, but I'm more like a backup healer as well. Most of my spells are geared towards healing or stopping people from following us.
Okay.
So it looks like
And how about
Hearn's the most in need. How about what?
Yeah. Does the paladin have anything magical?
I hope
Oh,
so.
yeah. Yes.
Paladin.
He's
good.
all magical.
Pretty much, yeah. I got a long sword with this +1. Let's see. And I was given a mace. Where's that at? That is Footman's Mace +1.
Nice.
Yeah. That's because Thoden can't carry anything.
You cannot carry anything.
All right, so I think Hearn's the biggest need.
I don't need them. I mean, but if we eventually
Well, if
get
you guys
the
are
option,
fighting
then
demons and devils,
Yeah, we
you're
want you
gonna
to have
need
something
'em.
that will hit a magical being, right?
if a magical being, I can grow a tree and hide in it while the demons fight you. If we're fighting demons, a magical sword isn't really gonna stop me from getting kebabbed. I don't fight very well. I'm a druid, not a paladin, and not a warrior like Thoden, and not even a rogue like Valentino. You're all combat trained. You're trained to be way more than me. I can fight a few wolves off, or a bear, owl bear, that sort of stuff in the wild. I have no worries about stuff like that. But in a dungeon, it's been a long time since I've been in one of them. Back in the day when I looked normal.
So what would you rather have? A
A
staff?
scimitar.
Okay.
A staff if it had other abilities, because I know they do. But a scimitar is my preferred weapon. I carry a scimitar and a quarterstaff.
Okay.
But it's whatever we find first. If somebody, if we find a group of orcs or whatever, and one of them's got a nice looking scimitar, I'll use it.
Gotcha, but we have a chance to ask for something, so we should ask for a staff or scimitar.
Either one. Whatever is easiest for them if they've got access to it. I mean, if we're going
arms, and we'll see what we can fish up.
Yep. Probably a scimitar would be easier for them to have in the magical variety, because quarterstaff would be more magic, like the guy we might be going to talk to might have one, or a priest, preferably a priest, because I can't use staffs that are arcane in nature. Mine comes from Alana, so my staff would have to be usable by the priesthood, or
Okay.
just a stick with a enchantment on it. It'll be fine. Or I can headbutt people eventually. As Scooch has now got me thinking of whoa. This is where eventually, why have you only got one horn on each side? You don't look like a deer anymore. Well, switched sort of. I look more like a bull now.
We had a buck out one of the places I am, and he had a nice rack. He was a 8-pointer, yeah, and
Nice.
he came around about. First time I saw him about a week later, and one side of his rack was gone.
Yep.
I was like, well, he won because he's still in this area, so
Yeah, he didn't get
Still
pushed
alive.
out.
he didn't get pushed out, but he looks goofy now.
And he's saying to you, you should see the other guy.
Right. Yeah, so it happens.
Yep.
All right,
Brutal.
so Crispin will do what he can and search and see what they do have available. Perhaps something may be of use for you all. We will definitely work on that. At this point, though, I suggest you go speak to A. Jason. He is, like I said, in the tower.
Excellent. We'll head there.
All right. Can we take quick 5 so I can use the washroom?
Yep.
Sounds good.
Sure.
Be back soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, I need to walk around. Yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back, man.
Thank you.
Oh.
Hope everything came out all right.
Uh-oh.
I'm sure he'll be empty for a couple of days.
Well, I keep feeling like something should be coming out, but there's nothing coming out. Like, what's going on here?
Sorry, boss.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I can say that that's the cleanest it's been in a long time. Dude, I got so much Jell-O. I went overboard on Jell-O. I figured, man, I can eat Jell-O, so I made 3 of those giant size Jell-O packs, thinking, yeah, maybe that won't be enough. I could have done with just 2 small packs.
Yeah.
Was that for this colonoscopy thing that you just had?
Yeah.
Is that the one where they shoved the camera up your
Mm-hmm.
butt?
Yeah.
I was supposed to go for my first one, and the surgeon assistant, secretary, whatever, called me back and said, we can't do it. Because apparently you've got to lay on your back and then turn on your side, left side,
Yep.
and then bring your knees to your stomach, and then they'll inject you with whatever, and you just pass the fuck out. Well, I can't lay on my back flat at all, and I definitely can't lay on my left-hand side or move my legs to my chest. So the woman said, let me talk to the doctor. And then she called me back and said, we can't do it. So I'm like, that's good, because I didn't want it anyway. I don't know why my doctor told me to go and have one.
Yeah. This is my second one. I've had 2 other partials, and those are the ones without the sedative.
Oh yeah, without the anesthesiologist.
They're only going like 3 foot in, but okay. So the doc is like, the guy I'm working with, the doctor I'm working with, he's like, they fill you with CO2, and I'm sitting there trying to hold it. He's like, well, you got to try and hold it in. The fart's in. And I'm like, Doc, I'm trying, man. You're putting too much in there. You need to slow it down. He just starts laughing.
Not a fucking hot air balloon.
Yeah.
Scoots to
It's
the
like,
ceiling.
you keep filling me up and I'm going to float away.
Yep. I remember the only time when I first got over here, so like 10 years ago, I went for a generic full screen, and they do a full medical.
Yep.
And this guy was like, bend down. I'm like, yeah. He said, cough, touch the nuts, cough. I'm like, he said,
Yep.
And then I heard this, and I'm like, you're not. And he goes, well, I'm just gonna stick my finger up your butt, make sure you're okay with the glove on. And then halfway through, he said, I'll put some cream on it, which is supposed to be like a general anesthetic. And I'm like, after a while, I'm gritting my teeth. I said, Doc, if you go in another inch, you're going to be checking my fucking tonsils in your goddamn arm out of my ass. And he's like, I'm just checking around. I'm like, dude, I swear you're in my stomach.
Did he lose his watch?
He probably loses
There's
his
a
watch.
joke with the watch.
Yeah.
Doc, your ring's kind of hurting. He goes, oh no, that's my watch.
Yeah, my watch is stuck in there.
That's my watch. Well, my wife always gives me crap because I say, I pick my doctors, I have them put their hands up. I want a doctor with slender little fingers.
Yep. The tiniest ones you can find.
And it's always like, I mean, I know obviously we've got to have a male doctor do that, but at the hospital my wife works, they said, if you're comfortable, we do have female nurses and doctors that can do that as well. And I'm thinking, as long as her hand is smaller than a fucking Yeti's, I don't care. Because the last Doctor looked like a Canadian lumberjack, like 7 feet high. His hands were as wide as a fucking 12-inch TV screen, and I'm like, you are joking.
Do you have an assistant?
Yeah, have you got an assistant? Would you like me to do it myself? Because I've got more chance of checking it than you have. It's like, fuck. And then when they told me the colonoscopy, he said, no, we're going to have to figure another way out. So I spoke to my doctor, and he said, oh, I didn't think about your disability. He said, yeah, they're not going to be able to do that. I said, isn't there another way? He said, yeah, they can they put you in the position, apparently, almost like you're giving, like a woman would be giving birth, legs in the stirrups type thing. And they can do it that way. And I'm like, is there still going to be anesthesiologist? Because me looking like that, my feet up in the air, I said, I can cope laying on my back. I said, it'll hurt, but if I'm unconscious, don't really care. And he said, they can do that. It'll take a little bit longer. I'm like, I don't care if it takes all fucking day. If I'm unconscious, do it that way.
It's the best way, man. You're gonna start to fall. You're gonna start to fall. Okay, it's time to get up.
Huh? Well, yeah. And then my wife's already said how long, and the woman said, well, for the surgery I've got, the 7th of next month is not in the same area, but at the front, not at the back. They've got to repair an old injury from a long time ago. They have to cut some stitches that apparently have moved and trapped a major nerve in the genital area. So they have to cut one of the sac sides open completely.
Oh shit!
Go in.
Ouch.
Yep.
Okay, stop.
Yeah. And apparently there's 4 stitches that have twisted like testicular torsion. He said if you imagine, God. He said, so now we've got to go in and cut the old stitches because they've twisted. Release the trapped tendon, nerve, whatever it is. Get the vein next to it back to where it's supposed to be. Re-stitch it. But it's not quite a stitch. It's more like they're just going to tether it where it's supposed to be. He said, and then we'll stitch you back up. And I said, please tell me that anesthetic is an option here. He said, no, you will be unconscious. I'm like, thank God for that.
It's not. Yeah, he said, it's a requirement.
Yeah, it is. He said, because I said, I don't want to see it. I said, I don't want a guy going, oh, we're in. Great. And it's in and out the same day, but he said your wife's gonna have to take the next 2 days off because you will be groggy, the stuff they give you because of where it is. He said you're gonna wake up and think, where am I? Who am I? I said that's fine. He said, and then eventually after 48 hours, then it's gonna feel like I've been kicked in the nads when everything calms down from the thing. He said, but we're gonna give you this pain medicine that you're going to take 3 or 4 times a day. I said, does it work? And he's like, yeah. He said, we give it to people with bullet wounds and knife wounds. He said, they don't feel shit. So you'll be fine. I'm like, thank God. He goes, we'll give you 7 days. Then you'll come back for the post-op. And if everything's fine, you go home. If not, we'll take it from there. More medicine or whatever you need. I'm like, yay. And it's all free. Thank God. He told me it was going to be about $12,000, and I'm like, and then he said, but your insurance covers it all.
Like to hear that.
Yep.
All right. So,
yeah, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. Holy shizzle.
I'd rather get it done because it's literally, I remember the incident, climbing a 16-foot iron fence with barbed wire at the top. I sort of made it over, but that part of the anatomy didn't. It got hooked, and it's razor wire, so it didn't actually get hooked. It got cut open. So I jumped down, got home.
Oh my God!
Blood was pouring everywhere. Yeah. Mum was a nurse, so she said, where's the blood coming from? And I just looked at her. She said, hospital. So we got to the hospital, and the doctor said, you're fine. The reason it's bleeding is because of where it is. There's nothing. You didn't nick anything essential. He said if you'd been an inch to the right, it would have gone straight down the middle of the John Thomas. Literally right down the middle. And he said you wouldn't have got off the fence. You would have bled out in about a minute and a half.
Oh.
So I said, oh, nice. So he said, back in the UK, they stitched it, and he said one of the muscles down there, the tendons or nerves, I don't know what it is out of whack. We've got to stitch it back to where it's supposed to be. And now they're saying, through physical and stuff and age, it's just turned sideways now. So, yep. So I'm just looking forward to getting rid of that. But
All
it's
right.
all fun and games.
On that note,
Oh.
On that note, yeah, okay, so you guys are sent off to go meet Ajason
In his tower.
in his tower. That's right. So you walk into the front of the tower through bustling marketplace, bustling for a city of 8,000 or so people. And before you stands a tower with ivy growing up it. The grounds look quite kept surrounding it. It's really not partitioned off from the rest of the city and kind of melds in quite well aside from how tall it is. Before you is a wooden door banded in iron with the tinklings of
Barbed wire on top.
Yeah. I'll get up.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
don't roll
Interlaced
fun.
with some gold flecking across the door itself, and a couple of bright red jewels embossed into the wood at dwarf height.
Yeah, he'll check them out. See if they're,
No. Anyway, what do you do?
knock.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
I'm gonna stare at the door all day.
As you knock on the door, a pair of lips appear out of the door and say, "State your business."
How high are those lips?
That's horrible.
They're
Mouth level?
they're face level to a human.
Okay.
I don't know where this is going, but I'm not going there. This mouth has razor sharp teeth.
Oh no.
So the
Eagle Eye will
mage
say, Eagle Eye will say, Crispin Wedwell sent us to seek Aiden Jason out for help with potentially a task of his to recover a gem in a book. Are we in the right place?
There is no Aiden Jason here. There is an Aid Jason.
Yeah. All right, that one.
As you say that one, the door opens. And presented before you is a greeting room. 3 couches, several bookshelves, a fireplace with a nice fire in it, and a couple pipes upon the table sitting in the center of this setup of couches. The mouth disappears from the door, and you feel as if you're being beckoned into the room.
Head inside.
As you step into the room, the door closes behind you gently. Nobody comes to greet you. The couches look inviting to sit on,
I'll take a seat.
looking as if they're placed there just for that purpose. The several pipes that sit upon the table look as if they were meant to be used by guests in waiting. For there is 3 different types of tobacco, which do not look aged or old. No dryness to them, sitting in 3 bowls, with all the implements to light them at your disposal.
Yeah, I'll light one of them. I'll start smoking a pipe, if there is one, or a hookah.
Pipes, no hookahs.
Yep.
And so you smoke on this pipe, and the flavor is very comforting and very reminiscent of. It reminds you of the hills where you grew.
Exactly what I was hoping for. Yes. Yep, I kind of kick my feet up and lean back and really enjoy this pipe.
What's the rest of the group doing?
I'm gonna go look at the bookshelves.
Looking at the bookshelves, you see many books detailing the history of the yeomanry, lineages, genealogy type books, and mainly history. Books dealing and pertaining with the history of the land. Some even speaking of Kyoland and Starrick and Joff and other areas around the local realm.
Let's see. Michael goes to sit down on one of those sofas. There isn't any lips on the sofa, right?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Don't want
Yeah.
to- Oh no! Keep those lips away from the back side of me when I sit down. So, and then he just watches Thoden Lightforge just make sure he doesn't do anything, and that's about it.
I mean, outside of not the metagame or anything, but perhaps I don't know if Valentino would have overheard anything about Thoden's helmet, but maybe this wizard could kind of dispel magic on that.
You overheard the conversation.
Great. Would that be a distinct possibility? I'll ask any one of the characters with any kind of spell ability, like Hearn. Have you heard such a thing being done?
Hearn isn't
Nope.
privy to that conversation.
Oh, okay.
But if you ask me if I ever heard of magical helmets doing various things, no, because I'll just point to the horns. I don't really wear helmets. So, but if it was an item, I don't know. Could have been cursed. Could have been specifically, that he just wasn't supposed to wear it.
Are you guys having this conversation with an earshot of Thodan? Out of curiosity.
No. I mean, being that I did overhear, who was it, Eagle Eye and somebody else talking about it?
Kawana and Michael.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay, Anna and Michael. Yeah, I'll just go up to either one of them and just ask them if that would, if they think it would be possible if this guy, this wizard could kind of dispel magic on his helmet, if the helmet is a source of curse or anything.
I don't see why not. I mean, he's a mage. I'm looking for a book on maybe local flora and fauna, even though it's history, but there might be like the history of the woods, where the
definitely
woods...
is.
Cool. I'm going to just grab one of them, sit on a couch and look at pictures of deer. Hey, it's winter. When, The velvet comes off. Winter.
Yeah.
6
Dear
days a year, man. 6
6
days a year.
as a deer, the others as a half elf.
Oh God.
Yep. Yep.
6
I
days a
mean,
year for 6 days.
Here,
Hearn is going to be running around like a crazy
rotting
person.
like a rotting like a
Oh no.
yep.
He's not going to sleep. He's not going to eat.
Mm-mm.
He's going to lose like 30 pounds.
Yep. Because when I literally change into a deer, I am a deer, and it comes with all of those. That's what the totem druid is. I get all of the
I'm glad you picked deer.
advantages.
I'm really
Yep.
glad you picked deer because I know a lot about deer.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Oh, deer is right.
Yep.
Anyway, so after about 20 minutes of sitting there, enjoying the pipe, enjoying the book, enjoying watching Thodan just standing like he normally does,
Yep.
an aged man comes down the stairwell and says, "Greetings, young guests and travelers. And odd-looking one are you. You must be Hearn.
I am.
I have heard of you.
not a mask.
I know it's not a mask."
I'll put the book back on the thing and go, "Pleased to meet you. You must be the great wizard AD&D.
I am. Thank you for recognizing me.
Well, your name's above the door."
Is it? I don't remember that.
He's like, "It is."
Who put that there?
That'll be Valentino with his dagger just carving his name in the
Valentina was here.
It looks like it says Valentino.
door. Yeah, Valentino was here.
Valentina
Twenty.
was here. Yeah.
What can I help you with? I hear you're here on behest of honorable freeholder Crispin. Oh, I need to sit down. Mind me a minute, please, while I light up a pipe. So he walks over mid asking a question, like as if he forgot that he even asked a question, and sits down in one of the leather sofas and fills a pipe and begins puffing on the pipe. Ah, yes, where was I? Yes, Crispin sent you, you say. What is it that I can do for you?
You go, Hearn.
I think it's more about what we can do for you.
Mm.
He said that you needed a group of people to find a gem and a book.
Let me think a minute here. Gem in a book. I do think he got that wrong. It is a gem, but it's not a book. It's something more than a book. For it is the collective notes of Ramel the reader. For Ramel had gone missing several decades ago, and nobody has recovered a gem that he had, which to me is of great value, and his book containing all of his notes. And indeed I do need some brave, intrepid, creative, adventurous type folks such as, well, you seem to fit the bill. For the legend has it that his study and his underground home, not a hovel, no, a home, it was a home, but it was underground, yes, is guarded with many deadly traps and creatures of animated magnificence to guard against those who may come to steal his treasure. Indeed, I would pay a very, very, very handsome price for the recovery of such artifacts and anything else that could possibly be procured. They likely won't be of much interest to me. I do believe no, it would not. No. Yes, no, yeah, no. You may keep what else beyond the book and the jewel. Yes. And I would be indebted to you. Greatly indebted. You could ask most anything, and I would grant that wish. Yes. Yes. Indeed. Yes. So what say you? Off to adventure? Do you accept my offer?
Where is this underground area?
Oh, just at the... Bless you, young man. Just under the high crags. Just to the southish.
Yeah, I don't think that would be too difficult for us to procure. However, and I'm going to lean into him, Scott, and whisper. You see, the dwarf has this helm that he refuses to take off, and it changes him somewhat. Can you look at it and help us with that?
He looks you straight in the eye and he does something with his hands. Then he says, "Speak freely, for only you and I can hear."
Okay. So I tell him everything that I overheard from...
So he put this helmet on, and it changed him. In what way?
Yeah, what way was that? Does he eat does it change the alignment, or I mean, I'm just asking out of character.
Out of character, he changed from being a priest of... Who was you a priest of, Thodan?
Sun god.
Okay.
And became a
Follower of Abathor.
Over a period of about a month, became a follower of Abathor. Yeah, complete behavioral change from one day into within minutes. So what you had overheard is that he put this helmet on, but he's taken the helmet off and nothing changes about him. He's been locked into this.
But he can take the helmet off though, right? But he's just...
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm relay that to Abe Jason and let him know that
sounds as if
he was a priest. He seemed like a goodly priest, and now he's not so much.
It sounds as if it was a helm of alignment change that he found himself attracted to. And I know nothing else that could cause something like this that I have heard of. Unfortunately, there is only one thing that can be done for that.
And that is?
Well, there's two things, actually. How much do you like him?
I've grown quite fond of him.
Then that one seems to be probably out of the question, and would it not be? Yes. The first question would be, you could just end his misery right here.
Yes, I was going to say, we'd like to keep him alive.
We could do that really quick, and he wouldn't even know. It would be painless. There's one other option, though. And that would be
Such
a wish.
Oh. Okay. All right.
I have the ability to do that.
You
But
Holy
do.
crap.
But that would mean that you would need to do something for me. More than what we
Hopefully-
ask already.
Okay. What else would you require?
Well, first, and he looks at you for a moment, and he says, "Does your paladin know of this?"
Yeah, I think he does.
I'd much rather have this conversation in the presence of the paladin.
All right. I'll go get him. Hold on. Hold that thought. I'll get him.
Let us join me in my study with the paladin, just you and the paladin, and we can have this conversation.
Okay. I'll get him and meet you in your study shortly.
Very good.
So I'll head over to Michael Graves. I don't know if he's how far away he is on the couch or wherever he is, and
On the couch. Yep.
I'll whisper to you. The old man wants us to meet him in his study. It's about Thodin's helm.
Oh, of course. Let's go.
Very well. His study's this way.
Start heading up there too.
Okay, so the two of you go into the study. As you enter the study, the door closes, and the old wizard aide looks and says, "Paladin, I have called you here because you bear forth truth and law and goodness. Your word is your bond and your honor. And anything that is spoken here you will ascertain the truth of. For what
Yes.
I offer, I would need your assurity that you would hold true to the agreement. It is no offense to you, Valentino, at all.
None taken. I quite understood.
I've been asked to keep to get Theoden decursed. He has tried to raise the dead on one occasion.
And you did not cut
had-
him down in his spot?
He did not raise the dead at the occasion, though. He attempted to. If he did, he would not be here today.
What I propose is I do have the ability to grant a wish.
A wish.
It is the only way to fix that which has succumbed your friend. It is taxing and requires that I have bed rest afterwards for many days to recover. I would ask of you and your party to grant me, one, the recovery of the objects in Ramail the Reader's laboratory. And I do have a few other tasks that need completion that will require services of your group. Maybe you are not ready for them yet, but I will ask of them of you in the future. Would you accept this offer?
Well, it would be my honor. What say you?
Sure, you have my word, whatever it's worth.
I can prepare upon your return with the objects that you have grafted from
Ramiel the Reader.
Thank you. Ramiel the Reader's sanctuary. And upon your return, I will grant you a wish. But do remember that I will ask of your help again. And the task will not likely be as easy as the one that I'm sending you on now. So you can judge that if you want to accept this offer after you complete this task.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
That sounds fair. Supposing Theoden's still alive after we get all of this.
Yes, indeed. If he doesn't make it out of the place that I send you, then there'll be no point in this agreement whatsoever at all, right? But
in keeping good faith, we would still do the tasks you require, since you're so willing to offer your aid.
well, I see that you have a paladin with you, and I know that your mission must be true and good. And anything that is true and good, I will try my best to support for that of the Yeomanry League and for my liege, the Freeholder Crispin. For my service has been pledged to the Yeomanry since, well, the past 90 plus years. Yes, indeed. And at that, he says, let us rejoin downstairs.
Very well, thank you.
So you all go downstairs, and about 10 minutes later, Aid comes down with a piece of paper in his hand. Parchment. A rolled up piece of parchment. And he says, here is the directions to find Ramael's lair. And he hands them to Valentino.
We'll be back. I don't know when, but we'll definitely be back.
The Freemen, they're gonna kill us.
We'll be just fine.
They can't expect adventurers to just go on or traveling on a road as if they were merchant caravanners. Can they now?
We should tell Bertha to take full advantage of her labor pool.
Yeah, we can leave some of the Freeman with Abe Jason, right? Maybe they could, send to him as well. You can run that by them if anybody wants to work for a wizard.
You probably want to clear that with Aid first. You just drop a bunch of people off on his doorstep. Here you go. We got these people for you.
Hey, you said you wanted help. Well, we told you we were going to come back with 6 guys.
Your generosity is only overmatched by your height.
Yeah. Exactly. Always overshooting.
Want some slave labor guy?
God.
They're already up to the task.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, so you guys leave Aid.
Yeah.
And it's about 7 o'clock at night. Sun is set sometime now. There's a couple pubs essentially that are open with people that are drinking and music playing in them. If you all decided you wanted to enjoy some nighttime festivities in the good old Loftwick. Or
Sure.
just head back to the farm. It's your choice.
Yeah, I'm always up for a good pub, so I'll go in, kick my feet up, listen to some music.
As you listen to music, you realize that this music doesn't compare to lyrics at all. In
Yeah,
fact,
I was
if
wondering.
Lyric was
How,
here, she would make a killing. Beyond that, it's really not raucous at all. It's quite just a nice, lively, dancing, and entertaining evening at the local pub.
excellent.
Everybody seems to be in good moods. Nobody seems to want to fight or fuss, which is a welcome relief. I've been to several a seedy pub where the stares are glaring and the fights are raucous. But on this night, it's just happiness that's in the air. And grabbing a plate or two of food, the troop eats a nice Lothwickian dinner of roasted quail with potatoes and carrots. Eventually, the night shifts on, and soon weariness starts to succumb over you, and the decision to head back to camp is pervading in your minds.
Yeah. I'll head back to Bertha's, or is that where we're staying?
Indeed. Unless you decide to get a room at the inside Lothwick.
No, I like Bertha. I'll go back and sleep in her place.
And so as the party arrives back towards the camp, you start to hear music playing. As you get closer and closer, you see Lyric strumming away and several other folks playing on makeshift drums of some sort. And a very lively, boisterous music is playing, and everybody is dancing and singing songs that you've never heard before.
Interesting.
For
I'm
having
sure
a
it's
sore
good.
throat and not feeling well, Lyric seems to have recovered. Kawana approaches and says, I tried to make her stay laid down, but she wouldn't stop wanting to celebrate that 6 members of the group have found a new home. How was your day?
Pretty nice. We have a new job.
Job?
Yeah, some old wizard wants us to collect a gem and a book from Ramiel the Reader's laboratory in the High Crag somewhere. I have a map, but then he promised that he would help us remove Thodin's helmet thing, and then that's and then we have to do something else for sometime down the line. But he's old and forgetful, so he may not remember. So there's that.
What?
How was your?
Wait, he can fix Thodin?
He says he can.
He looks to find
Yes.
where Michael is, and he yells out, Paladin!
Yes, it's true. He said
Paladin,
to
get
it-
over here!
Hello? Yes, I'm right
What
here.
is this? What is this? What happened?
Well,
You
he says.
found a way to fix him?
Well, first we have to find a book and a gem, and then we might have to do one more thing after that, if we manage to do that. And then he will help Theoden get his old ways back.
Let's do it.
All right. Good night.
He looks at Valentino, like very puzzled, looks back at you, Michael. He goes,
Nardi was going to do it.
He's a strange one, Valentino. Yes? Like questioning, like, is he strange?
There's no doubt about it.
So, let's get ready to go.
You want to leave now?
Oh, we have to have at least a night's rest and everybody get ready for the said quest.
Yeah, we should leave at first light. Tell Koana we should leave at first light.
We should leave at first light.
We should also check with Bertha if these guys can stay here for a few days. And then let all the freemen know we're going to be back in a few days.
Definitely.
Where's Eagle Eye?
He's here.
Eagle Eye, you're good with these people. And Hearn, Druid can talk to Bertha. Yes?
Yep, I can do that.
Okay. I will go get ready, for we leave at first light. And Koana then walks over to Lyric, and within 5 minutes, Lyric starts to play a soft melody, one meant to wind people down, one meant to improve one's sleep through the night.
Very nice.
What are the active folks doing?
Well, I think we need to speak with Bertha first.
Okay.
Does her know what's going on?
No, nobody told me. You went upstairs and talked about it, so all I know is apparently we're leaving in the morning, but
Yep.
I assume we're going out on the road.
Yep.
Need to know, Hearn.
Yep.
That's right.
Sorry.
Nobody else knows what's going on except Michael and Valentino. And now Koana.
Koana's like, we gotta do it. Let's do it now. All right. Well, shit.
What are we doing now? What? No. So I'll fill in.
Michael, I
Hearn
think you got some talk, or Valentino. One of you two has some talking to do.
Yeah.
Well, if Valentino wants to do it, he go ahead, right ahead, and do it.
Yeah. See, as it turns out, Michael over here got us a job to find a gem and a book from this Ramael the Reader in the Crag Hills. But the Crag Hills, I know, has giants, so that could be dangerous. But he said he didn't care, so we were going to go. But then he asked the wizard if he knew how to help Thodin, and the wizard knew. So we have to do something else for the wizard. But then he can help Thodin. So we have to leave in the morning.
I love it.
Is that exactly what happened? I don't remember all of that, but yeah,
It happened
okay.
so fast. And the old man talked just so much gibberish. I had to sparse it out for you.
May you be in heaven a full half hour before the devil knows you're dead. All right. Anybody have any questions?
Ask more questions, Hearn. You can always ask Michael. He knows all about it.
Oh my gosh. Wonderfully played. Ern, have you any questions?
Any questions at all?
Nope.
All right.
Only I don't think any of you are capable of surviving in the mountains. Maybe Thoden can. The rest of you, mm-mm. You don't have mountaineering kit. You don't have winter clothing. You don't have nothing.
But I do have this map here, and it just seems to go to the base of the hills, not really into them. So I think we'll be
Uh-huh.
as long as you stay outside in the wilderness.
Right.
But I mean, you can take a look at the map too. I don't know.
I have a fine fur cloak. So that's pretty good there.
I don't have any questions.
All right.
All right, see you in the morning.
Make sure you go and tell Bertha that these 37 people are going to be staying a little bit longer than one day.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that
Hearn, that's your job.
That's your job, Ern.
That's your buddy, man.
Just all you have to do is just show her your doe eyes, and she'll probably just and give it some of that honey of your tongue, and she'll just bend over backwards for you.
You agreed to the Mage's demands. You can go and okay it with the landowner.
Okay.
You made the deal.
Yeah, Michael.
You go ask the lady. If she says no, guess we ain't leaving in the morning.
Oh. All right, let's see. Where's old Big Bertha?
Oh gosh. Big Bertha. Big Bertha's not big, okay?
It's Bertha Pashar.
Bashar, yeah, that's the.
And so you see tiny frail Bertha.
Little Bertha.
Oh, little Bertha.
You see Bertha standing there with a smile upon her face as she overwatches the festivities that have occurred on her property. As you walk her way, she looks over with a smile and says,
Uh-oh.
St. Cuthbert has been good. May St. Cuthbert bless you.
And may he bless you as well. But I've come bearing a bit of bad news.
You must leave in the morning? You can't stay
That is
longer?
exactly what I was. Well, just our group, but the other men, they're going to be staying for maybe a bit longer.
Oh, thankfully.
I'm sure they'll do anything you ask them to do and help you in any way possible. Or else they'll be answering to me.
I thought that you all had planned to pack up camp and leave in the morning. I was afraid that the fun and the festivities would be left so soon after they had arrived. But now you tell me that you will be staying for a few more days. Yes?
Well, many of the men will be staying, but unfortunately, Hearn, you must go with me and Lyric, Eagle Eye, and Valentino, and Thoden. Oh, and Koana as well. We must head off and
Oh, that's okay.
go on a quest.
I've only had the sampling of the culinary skills that several of these fine folk that you have brought with you have presented for us. And I was hoping to be able to test more and taste more of the food samplings that they are able to prepare. And so yes, go run off and do your playthings that you decide that you need to do that are of importance. And we'll take care of these poor folk here.
Thank you very much, Bertha. We will play with our things and Well, wait. That didn't sound right. And I did not mean it that way. Trust me. We will take our things and head out in the morning.
Yes,
Got me
as
the-
I say, take your time.
Thank you very much.
No trouble at all. And you can see that made her really happy.
There we go.
So I guess it's Eagle Eye's turn.
Yeah.
He'll wait for Lyric to finish her song, and he'll kind of jump up on stage with her or whatever. Maybe she's just standing there, but he'll walk up and say, Freeman, I have some news. As you all would have guessed, as we arrived in town, there is no shortage of things for us to do. The local wizard has a task for us that's going to take us a couple of days to accomplish for him. And Bertha has agreed that you all can stay on the property until our return. So we will be back shortly. It's not too far away. I'll tell him, I forget the mountains that it's in.
High Crags.
We have to go to the High Crags foothills to retrieve some stuff for the local wizard. Jason.
Adjacent. Yeah. Nice.
Ed John Jason. Whatever.
Ed Jason.
Ed Jason. And
Hey, Jason.
we're gonna
Hey,
Jason.
Hey Jason.
I'm
And
just
so
fucking around.
we will depart in the morning, but you all do not need to get up in a hurry. If you could make yourself useful to Bertha and her family while you're here, that'd be wonderful. But take the time to rest and gain your strength.
One of them says, does Lyric have to go?
She does indeed.
Oh. Well, thank you, Eagle Eye. We will make do. You really hear no protesting, aside from Lyric's leaving. They've become quite fond of her musical skills and that which she provides.
It'll probably be 5 years by the time we get him home.
I hope not.
They will probably take them by car.
Cars will be invented by then.
Yeah.
God, doesn't somebody have a giant teleportation device? All right, so you all decide to lay down for the night.
Yes. Thanks to Lyric's lullabies.
Hearn.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What's Hearn doing?
Doing what I wrote in the thing first before I go to bed. But then I'm going to probably sleep in the stables because the snoring of 50 plus freaking dudes is just getting on my nerves. It's like freaking thunder rolling in, farting. It's like, good grief. So not used to so many people. So I'll sleep in the stables with the cows or whatever, or in the hayloft. But I'm looking mainly, I'm seeing if whatever name you're going to give her, but the Frosty, not Frosty, Frostilla, is maybe replied to the first message already, because I know she's in the area somewhere. But I'll be in the barn, like I said. I mean, I'll sleep.
So you are in the barn.
Yep, in the hayloft, and
And
there'll be
you feel a mouse crawling upon you. as if
Good job I
it's
didn't sleep in a barn. Oh, oh shit,
Yeah,
I've just killed the Hierophant. I'll just open one eye because there'll be mice in the barn anyway. But I'll just open one eye and look.
And as you open one eye and look, it seems as if the mouse is beckoning you to follow it.
Get up, dust myself off the hay. I was like, thanks for. I'll just say to the mouse, thank you for replying so quickly. And get down out of the hayloft.
It squeaks at you as it runs into the field, and it gets out into the grove where there is some tree cover, and the form of this mouse changes into that of a half-elf female.
Who?
Oh.
Where are you going to be in about 2 months? I'll bow because obviously we have met before because there aren't that many druids.
Her
And she
name
obviously
is
knows
Lena.
who I am.
Her name is
Lena?
Lena
Okay.
Hoppet. Not a funny pet name, but Hoppet.
Lena Hapet. Okay.
She says, Hearn, you have something important to tell of.
I will
How
then
have your travels been since we last spoke?
good in general, but disturbing within the last couple of days, and then I'll tell them or tell her all about that tomb, everything, what it summoned, the things in the wood, the dead bodies on the inside, the trap, the fact that it affected the swamps, everything, so she can pass it on to the other druids and hopefully they can go and deal with it.
The other druid's name is Denholm.
Type it in and I'll
And he as well is a half-elf.
all right.
Is both of which are regional.
Okay.
There you go. And he would be the one whose area of coverage would be largely the Crystal Mist, some of the Crystal Mist and the High Crags, as well as
So he's like the
Jotens.
highest level druid
No,
in the area.
he is regional to the Jotens and the High Crags. So he would be the
Okay.
highest of that area, but there's a greater hierarchy over them.
Ooh. Well, I'll ask Lena if in her travel she could pass it on to Denholm and then on to the higher circles.
I've not heard from Denholm in some time.
Oh, was he the one that went into the thing? Yeah, they told me in Lothwick that they haven't seen him in a couple of months.
It's the same, and the same. I've not heard. We may be passing this up higher to see, but I have not felt his presence missing. Just have not seen him.
Well, I'm about to go into the high crags, at least into the foothills of the crags tomorrow.
Be careful.
I intend to. It's the others I'm worried about.
There have been movements of the giant folk. And it has not been. They're not coming out of the hills.
They're just moving from one area to another.
It's as if something is happening. We haven't been able to figure it out, and that's why I've been looking for Denholm, but I have not been able to reach him. I don't know. Perhaps he is deeper in the Jotens, or hopefully he has not been carried away into the Crystal Mist. It'll be some time before I hear back from him if that is the case. But something is happening that has got his attention.
Well, I think if you say you haven't felt the loss of him, then Ilona is protecting him.
Indeed, that
But
is my thoughts as well.
I do believe you are right in thinking we should pass it up to the other druids, just to let them know that one, he's missing, but two, that we need to do a cleansing on the marsh area in that tomb before these undead, shadowy creatures just invade the area. There was at least 24, probably more.
Yes, that must be sanctified. I will act on that.
Thank you very much for your time. And then I'll spend some time talking to her about other, normal stuff. Make
Okay.
sure she's okay. I know I don't need to tell her it's a mask, because she's probably known me since I was level 1.
Yes.
Oh, it is a mask, but no.
She looks at you and goes, "No,
Yeah, no, it's not.
is that not a
And
mask?"
she also... No, it's still not. It wasn't
Are you
when
sure?
I first got it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. And she must know, me being the way I am, what time it's coming up. I'll just smile at her, but not like too bad.
She's like,
Like,
I have many pressing things to work on.
yeah, I know. Maybe 1 year, and I'll just wink at her, like, because we're half elf, so I'll just wink her and go, maybe 1 year. I do have expensive tastes, though. If we, I am dear.
I'll just throw a salt lick out for you.
I will bid her farewell. Ask if she needs an escort to Lothwick or something before she goes, or is she heading in a different direction?
She's actually said that she is going to head towards what you have spoke of to her, and do a little bit of a preliminary investigation herself. She's going to do it in the daytime.
I'll tell her about the pressure pad. Don't touch it. Don't take anything out of the grave that's in there, because that'll cause the doors to come down. And then at night, when you're trapped inside the cage, that's when these things appear and just walk through the walls and kill you. Tell her where it is. You can't miss it. There were 7 people that felt like it was like 3 bears wearing club feet dragging a corpse through the bushes. They made so much friggin' mess.
Yeah, at this point, that once almost indiscernible trail is like a beacon to,
like,
hey, come follow.
Yeah, follow this part.
I wonder who's gone wander down that trail recently.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, a paladin with his warhorse and yeah, but I'll bid her farewell, and may Ilona watch over her and bless her journey, and I'll be here for the next couple of days, in the Craigs, and then we'll be moving along New Road to Longspear eventually. But I will leave you signs.
So you will be going into the Kyoland in the Little Hills.
Eventually.
It might be something that I can task you with on your journey.
Oh, of course.
But I will get back to you before you leave.
Okay. Well, I'm in Little Craig or the Craigs for probably 2 or 3 days, and then we're leaving after that. But it's going to take days to get to Longspear.
Many days.
I'll just point to the army of people. We're traveling with them, trying to get them home.
That is a very good deed.
We try.
Righting a wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The balance must be maintained.
Agreed. I'll bow to her and
she
watch her
back. She curtsies
flies off
back.
or whatever. Yep.
And she just walks off into the distance and
Okay.
becomes out of eyesight and whatever mode of
And
travel she takes, you have no clue. She
Yep,
could have
I'll
turned
go
into
back
a deer.
Damn.
Hearts that beat the scene.
No.
Go into the hayloft again and go back to sleep.
Oh, very good. All right, so you
Dreaming
guys...
of half-elven druid deer people. What a strange mix.
half-elf and human deer.
Yep, human.
Very strange.
Well, yeah. Well, I know during the rutting season it has to be with a deer, and then as a half-elf, that's a sign after that. But it'll be a thing between her. She's more like a sister. Well, they are. She's a sister and Denholm's a brother. So we're druids above everything else.
Yep. So nothing. Go ahead.
No, I'll just go to sleep and wake up to greet the sun.
Yeah, and so the nighttime passes. I don't know if you all want to go into Lothwick to perhaps equip yourselves at the behest of Hearn.
You might need rope and things like that for definite. How do I get not extra spells? How do I change my spells? Have you got to do it, or?
No, that's you.
How do I do it? Because I've been looking at all the spells I've got access to, and there's a crap ton. Even though I know I can only take X amount a day per level.
Let me take a look at your character sheet real quick to see what you have, how you have that. So I thought I might have put them all over there for you. So preparation, no. So you must have just drag and drop these into there.
Yep,
yeah.
that's what. Yep.
Essentially, that's what you do, is just drag and drop. A lot of times I'll just populate it with all the, let me see, your animal and plant and minor elemental. Is that right?
No,
druid?
minor. Let me see. It's minor divination.
I get them confused with the cleric sometimes.
Minor divination, major weather, plant, healing, elemental, animal, and all.
Yeah. So the only thing that's gonna hit you with the minor is level 4 spells. You're not gonna be able to have any level 4. So
no, only level 3s.
Yep.
Which is good because it's still good. It still has remove curse on it, so that's good.
So I can come through and put in everything that's there, or you can go to the spells itself and you can drag and
That's
drop.
what I've done in mine. Every spellcaster, it's after session 0. Like if you took a mage, I populate your mage book with every single spell that you've learned, because you know mages are limited. Well, priests get them all.
Mages are easy because they get a specific spells.
Yep.
But the
like
cleric and druid are like, okay,
well, I don't have.
You got access to the
spheres.
entirety of it.
Yep, I don't have spheres in mind because the players that were in the old Rome one hated spheres. So clerics get all cleric spells. Druids get druid, because I've separated them into druid, cleric, illusionist, and mage, like first edition. So
yeah,
and it actually works. Yep, it works, and we had so much more fun with the mages because they were going, "How did you do that? What did what? How did you detect illusion? Because I'm a friggin' illusionist and you're a mage." And they're like, it was good because there were things that one could do that the other one couldn't, like the druids. In second edition, a druid is just a specialty cleric. So, cool. I can start populating my... Oh, you're already starting it? Yeah, you already are. Wow, much faster than me. I'll let you do it then.
Yeah, I'll do this, and I'll have this ready for the next session. We're close to the time. I don't want to get us moving towards that. I do want to say you guys can go into town and free shop for anything that you think you might need for this excursion. I would suggest that you do that and maybe communicate amongst yourselves about what you think you might need, because you guys are going into the foothills of the mountains, and Hearn did raise a valid point, and I'd say you might want to listen to Hearn.
Mm-hmm.
Because you may end
Well,
up out there and having to come back right away if you find that you're missing anything.
The only one I'm not worried about is the shaman, because he's from the north as well, so he's probably got good survival skills. Lyric's probably pretty good up there as well, because she's hung around with him. But a paladin from the city in a mountain range, even if it's hills, it's still going to be, foothills going into higher. We don't know how far into those hills we're going to go, but rope, maybe a grappling hook if there is such a
Yeah,
thing.
so I was thinking of picking up a grappling hook.
Yep, anything like that. Some iron spikes for climbing. Extra rations if we need it. Maybe a tent just in case we get stuck on the mountain. Winter clothing, blankets, that sort of stuff. It's not going to be too expensive. In the morning, as the characters are setting off, because I'm going to stay at the farm, I don't need.
Can we give you saddlebags, sir?
Can you give me a saddlebag for what?
Yeah, so we can carry all the stuff with us.
Try and talk you into being the pack animal.
Instead of buying a mule.
If you want to go back, I've got a feed bag and saddlebags and blankets of my own, but they're all in Westburn, and that's for my horse.
We'll buy you new ones.
Why would your horse be in Westburn?
Because that's where I was when I followed you.
Where they broke up.
Right, but wouldn't you have gotten your horse to join us?
My horse doesn't want to join you. I came after you. I followed you for 2 days as a deer.
Okay.
Now that would have looked really suspicious, a full-grown deer riding at the back of a horse. I think my horse would get.
Or walking with a horse.
Or walking, yeah. Hello, horse. How you doing? Good. Yeah. How are you? No. Just
Well, if we bring our
guys.
mounts, we've got room to carry stuff.
I would say. I don't know how far into the hills we're going. I'll look at the map that Valentino had. Roughly, is there going to be steep hills, or is it just like rolling hills?
So, looking at the map itself, it's very rudimentary in its drawing. It's an outline of the crags, and where the X is, it looks like it likely might be elevated some distance into the actual front foot of the mountains itself. From your
So if you take the word crags, are we going up like maybe to the S?
Oh, actually, I can actually show you where you would guess that this would be from the map itself. I would say, right there.
Okay, so it's actually foothills and then actually low mountains as well.
Yeah, you'd figure you're probably going to have, looking at that, you're probably going to have a ascent of, maybe 800, 900 feet.
No horses. Buy a mule if you have to. No horses. All your horses are riding horses. They're not going to be trained to go up a mountainside. A mule, yep, that's a good investment.
About a goat.
Goat will be fine. Deer would be great.
A ram.
A ram would be absolutely fine.
Yoke ox.
Yeah, yep. Anything like that. Anything that literally, if you can go find a llama, that would be perfect. But a mule would be your best bet because they're short. They're more sure-footed than your riding horses. They're smaller, so if it does slip, it's not going to be that bad. Try not to overweight it down because it's got to be able to move. But if we're moving up anywhere between say 800 and 900 feet, that could be climbing for us as well. So anything you can get, I mean, I'll leave that to Valentino because he's definitely the expert climber.
So, Scoot, do you want us to gear out winter gear for this?
I don't want you to do. I want you to do what you think you need to do.
I don't think you need winter gear, but you need like a heavy cloak that will be waterproof, maybe a winter blanket because
I'll tell you.
Sleep.
Tell you this much: mechanically, temperature-wise, and Hearn would know this. You, Thodem, would know this. You're going to be a temperature change, a difference of about 25 to 30 degrees.
So if we say
Colder.
it's 70 now, yeah, it's going to be 40,
Right.
which is cold, without wind factor, without rain. So it could get down into the 20s. And like I said, it's cold. It'll be cold. Windswept. We'll be climbing along a cliff, wind in our faces, rain. So having a waterproof thick cloak and a winter blanket to warm you when we decide to stop, and one tent. Get a 4-man tent, because then the people that aren't on guard could sleep. The people that are on guard can be set outside the tent. We should be okay. I'll hunt food and things if I have to with Mr. Shaman, and if we want to substitute our rations with real food. Oh, when they're all ready and they're getting, Valentino's making his little shopping list of what he needs to get.
Grappling hook, iron spike.
Yep, I talked to a friend of mine last night while you were sleeping, and she told me that the giants of the crags are moving. They're not coming out of the mountains, but they're doing something in the mountains. There's some unusual activity in the crags involving giants and probably other humanoids, but I don't know, and she didn't know what it was. It's so concerning that we've lost a druid. And I don't mean lost as in, where did I put him?
Where did I put him?
Yeah, she hasn't spoken to him in a good 2 or 3 months, and he's an expert in the mountainous areas. He's more at home in the Crystal Mist and Jotun mountains, but the crags as well would be his domain, so he's more like a mountain goat druid. But he hasn't reported back in at least 2 or 3 months. But she doesn't think he's dead. So the druids of the area are taking notice of the movements of the giants again.
Eagle Eye's got 100 feet of silk rope
Oh, nice.
in his saddlebags on his horse.
I don't have any rope, I don't think. Nope.
He's got 2 blankets plus a saddle blanket.
Well, that's plenty for you and one other person for definite. I would just make sure that you get a couple extras, because like I said,
Couple extra what?
blankets.
Get a mummy sack.
I mean, you can get a bedroll, maybe, I don't know, but it's very difficult. Obviously, talking as Hearn, it is difficult to explain to people that have never been up a mountain how cold and uncomfortable it is, even at 800 feet. And I know, because I used to climb Mount Snowdon in Wales and Ben Nevis in Scotland. When I was in the army, I climbed Ben Nevis. We went up. It's not very high. It's like 1,200 or 1,300 feet. But it is fucking freezing at the top. It is absolute. When the snow coming and the wind, no. And you're just sitting there in a t-shirt and pair of freaking jeans. Nope. In the army, you carry everything that you need, even if you don't need it. Extra pair of gloves, extra pairs of socks, underwear. Because if you get wet, that's another thing as well. If you get wet,
You're dead.
You got to worry about hypothermia, even at 40 degrees. Hypothermia might set in. So, but I can help you with that. Don't worry about the temperature things. I've got you covered when it comes to hopefully controlling any weather that affects us. I can do that. I can hunt naturally. I can call animals to us for one of you to kill.
Like a young tauntaun.
A what?
Tauntaun.
Empire
Tauntauns.
Strikes Back.
I mean, I'll call a deer if you need to, and then you can just kill it and eat it.
And then I can jump inside of it like Empire Strikes Back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought you smelled bad on the outside. That was a good idea, though. I mean, it's been used in real life with people. They've done the same with, like, big seals and things like that.
Mm.
That'd be, Navy SEALs as a new term now. Shuffling along the beach inside a seal carcass. But no, I mean, we can, like I said, I can summon animals like a small group of rabbits or whatever. We can hunt them and kill them and eat fresh meat, because it's always going to be better if it's warm rather than the iron rations. I can create water, so we're okay for fresh drinking water. When Scoot's done the spells, holy crap, there's a lot. There's so much.
Yeah, and I'm still working on it.
Yeah, I know. But I can do things, like I said, small wounds and stuff, can deal with that. No issues at all.
Oh, you already had that one.
Yep, not worried about things like, oh, I just realised, thank you for putting it in, the shillelagh.
Yep.
I have a magical weapon.
So there's also, if you look at Tome of Magic, those are on special request and special prayer from.
Okay.
To be able to.
Well,
get
I'll
those.
just stick with the main ones there, and I'll have a look on Tome just in case there's any.
Yeah, so
'cause
if
I
you
will
have a
be
special
praying.
need, you'll need to actually pray for that, for the use
Right.
of that. So that's the same with clerics.
Yep.
Oh, forgot about Call Lightning.
Yeah, it'd be useful just in case, Valentino steps out of line.
No, that's never gonna happen.
Halfway up a mountain.
And here's your
What
control
happens?
temperature.
Yep, that'll be useful.
Yeah.
But it's like the things like neutralize poisons, that sort of stuff is useful. All those spells are so useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the control temperature for definite, that'll be useful. Keep everybody from freezing.
And I'm finally
I was looking
working
at
through the
things.
divs.
Oh, you're good. I was looking at protection from fire. I didn't realize that was actually as good as it is, but holy crap. It's permanent until I lose 84 damage by magical fire. If I never take 84 damage, it's always up. But it makes me immune to natural fire up to 2,000 degrees, like lava. And then magical fire, I can take 84 points damage before even needing to make a saving throw before that. I mean, I'll still make it for half damage, it'll last longer. But I don't take any magical fire damage up to 84 points. And I'm thinking, wow, this level 3 spell is phenomenal.
Alright, one last group of spells to add.
Is that the divination ones?
Yeah.
Well, you only have to go up to 3, because I can't cast any of them after that.
Well,
Not in that particular-
I started backwards, so I'm on level 1 now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I should have most of them because I got cure wounds and purify food and drink and things. That's those.
Yep, got them all. You have everything now. And like I said,
Cool.
anything in Tome of Magic is a special request.
Okay, so that would be praying like in the morning of the day to get it type thing.
Yeah, and with a special, well, it's granted or not granted based on merit.
Right. I ain't getting shit and I ain't done nothing yet.
Merit and need.
Even though honor I'm doing pretty good at, I'm happy with that. That's really good.
Well, your honor's actually gone up too.
It did?
Everybody's
For what?
honor has-
Oh, cool. For helping the farm, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I gave the money away because I'm a druid what the hell am I doing with 1,000 good pieces?
Right?
It's like, I don't need the money. I really don't. In the wilderness, don't need it.
Nope.
Don't need food, don't need drink, don't need shelter, don't need transport. None. What else do I need?
Food. Which
I
you
can
pick
hunt.
up off the ground.
Or I can turn into a deer and eat some grass and leaves, because while I'm a deer, I'm actually a deer, so I can eat whatever they eat. Or I could get good berries. I mean, I can heal. It's in the wilderness. All I needed was a ranger, and then we'd be the perfect team.
Money has no purpose.
Nope, not for me. I've still got some. I've still got 60 gold, I think. Yep, 60 gold and 30 silver. I just got rid of that 200 platinum for two reasons. One, she needs it more than me. Two, the weight
The weight is the big killer.
of 200 coins. So, nope.
So you guys, the way that the weather has been going, it seems that you're gonna guess that the temperature is gonna remain pretty close to the similarity of today. You don't have a strong inclination that there's gonna be any drastic change, but anything can happen because magic does rule the world.
Yep. Let me see if it's up. What? No. I've got to look it up. I'm wondering if it's still in here. I remember it in first edition. Nope, it's not. They got rid of it. That's weird.
Now that the day is done for records for you all, that was today's forecast.
Yeah, I was looking up the spell Predict Weather, but it doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't?
Nope.
That used to be a
first level,
Yeah.
not a first. I think it was a second level druid spell, but they got rid of it in second edition. Yeah, I just typed in predict and it's not there. That would be perfect, because in the morning I could have said, okay, give me an extra, hour while I sit there and look at the clouds and go, it's raining. How can you tell? Because I'm fucking wet. But yeah, I'll take spells depending on what we need every morning. How long is it going to take us to get to the foothills from where we're camped?
Oh, just to the foothills, hour.
Okay, so I'll make sure
You're not that
when we
far
start
out.
next time.
You're not
Before
that
we
far
go
out from the
next time.
foothills. Once you cross
Cool.
the Lofwick is nestled amongst the foothills, so
Oh, that's good.
you guys are in the southern portion of the valley that is created by the river that flows from the Crystal Mist, Jotuns, and meanders into many tributaries, which makes the area fertile for farming and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, so, and it's kind of just geologically speaking, you can tell that at one point that the river can grow wide and expand into the entirety of that area, but it hasn't in extremely long time.
So this is the morning of the 8th of Patchwell?
No, you're at the evening of the 8th, so that is, I won't give you the full forecast the day of. I'll make the full forecast public the day after, so that you have a historical analysis of the weather, so you can try and read your own patterning into it.
Okay, so I'm thinking we might get a little bit of rain tomorrow, especially because we had that low-lying mist in the hills. So that makes sense.
Okay.
Would work. So like I said, heavy cloaks for people. We should be fine.
Alright. On that note, I gotta get some sleep. Ugh.
Very good. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah, it's 1:10.
Yeah. So, you guys are all ready for the next one, and we'll be able to jump right into it. Oh crap! Crap. I will not be here next week. I'll be in Las Vegas.
No.
I've got a security conference down there, training,
Nice.
etc. So I'll be there all week. So we will not have a session next week. I almost forgot.
So hang on, was next week the 27th or the no, it would have been the 26th.
Next week will be the 26th. Yeah, because today's 26th. I will be out of town.
Okay.
All right. Very well then.
All right.
Glad I remembered that just now, because I would have been like forgetting about it,
And
and
then
then next week I'd be posting, "Oh crap, guys, I'm in Vegas."
And then the following week is the 5th.
Yep.
That's good. That means that'll be just before the surgery. Yeah, because that's on the 7th, so I can get to that game.
Yeah, so
Yay.
we'll pick up on the 5th.